I want BYU to be good. I want Utah to be good. But, I mean, there's so much dysfunction in football in this state. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't understand one of the only things I don't like about Kalani is that I feel like he's too nice overall. Like, I'm not just talking about on the football field, because we've all agreed that, yes, he is too nice on the football field. But, like, I think in the way he handles the defensive coordinator stuff and the way that he kind of goes about, building culture in the program, it's cool that these guys all love each other and treat each other like brothers. But, like,
oh, God, here it comes.
But, like, you have to win football games, man. You can't come out here against Liberty and get beat as badly as you did and then have your head coach in the post-game presser and in the presser yesterday or whatever, say, well, Liberty was a really good team and executed at a really high level, and they were really well coached, and congratulations to Liberty. Like, cool, man, we get it. You lost the game. We get it. Like, Liberty
we
throttled.
get it.
Like, we understand. But, like, why can't – I want to play this A-Rod sound that we have.
Oh, boy.
So the reason I want to play this is because A-Rod kept it real. I think
A-Rod kept it real.
On Coach's Corner here.
Yes. Coordinator's Corner, please.
Coordinator's Corner.
Greg Wrubell, the voice of the Cougars.
On the New Skin Radio Network.
I want to make that clear. This game had nothing to do with scheme. This play had to do with our mindset and our ability to handle adversity.
Why do you love that so much?
Because he's honest. Because it's the truth. It is what actually happened. You didn't lose because your scheme sucked. You didn't lose because the game plan was bad. The scheme didn't suck and the game plan didn't suck. You lost because you're not a mentally tough team. You lost because you don't know how to tackle somebody. Wow. You lost because you didn't execute. So that's why I say, all these people on Twitter talking about, oh, well, BYU has G5 talent behind the starters. Who cares? You're better than Liberty, yet you're not executing.
Let's play it again. Here's and I believe in Aaron Roderick.
Yeah.
Are you an A-Rod guy?
I would say 60%.
Ooh, only 60%.
Yeah, 60%. Yeah.
Wow. In the comments, if you're a BYU fan, are you an A-Rod guy? Here's what he said.
I want to make that clear. This game had nothing to do with scheme. This play had to do with our mindset and our ability to handle adversity.
Oof. Our ability to handle adversity. I'm an A-Rod guy. I always have been. I still don't understand why he didn't stay at Utah. I think he's done a good job with BYU. I mean, I don't know what most BYU fans think, but I like him a lot. I don't think the offense is the issue, though. Again, this Connor Page, Joe Tukuafu thing, I think is interesting. I think the rotations on the offensive line are not what I would recommend. But in general, I think he does a good job.
Yeah, my single biggest issue with A-Rod is the play calling. I mean, I think that, like, okay, I understand if your team struggles to run the football. Okay, if that was the only issue, that's almost passable, right? Because not every team's going to have some prolific running game. But what I don't love is the play calling, because the play calling is what really makes Jaron play with one hand behind his back. I don't like, and I don't support this concept of, yeah, it's 3rd and 7. Let's run a jet sweep to Puka and hope that we get 7 yards. What is the point of having what I thought early in the year, and still probably is, to be honest with you, a Heisman caliber talent at quarterback? He's not in the running, obviously, because of the season they've had, but I do think he's just as good as a Bryce Young. He's just as good as any of these other guys. What good is it to have a guy back there who can throw the deep ball, who can throw the back shoulder fade, who can throw any pass you need him to throw, if you're not going to ask him to pass the football? That's what my problem is with Aaron Roderick. And I would love to just see this program 1 week just come out and be like, you know what? We're gonna hand it off on first down, and then we're gonna hand it off until we feel like we can start running some play action.
Wow.
I would love to see that, but the problem is, and you know where I'm going with this, the problem is you're not running the football because you're rotating too much on the offensive line, so you don't have a group of 5 guys who are cohesive there. So it's this vicious cycle. That's what my problem is.
Yeah, and I think the offensive line rotations are not good. I mean, Connor Page should be your center. And I understand that you're trying to develop Tukuafu, and it's just not the best way to go about it on the offensive line, in my opinion. So I would not be rotating guys. I'd be playing Pay and Harris every single snap, and
Suamataia on that right side.
Yeah.
Play him.
But they tend to rotate guys, and I don't agree with it. But I'm an A-Rod guy. I am an A-Rod guy. Kurt Myers says, so who do the Cougars recruit for defensive coordinator? I don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah.
I don't know who that will be. We'll see. BYU, BYU isn't better than Liberty this year. Yes, they are.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
They are. The problem is that, like, you have the talent, you had the scheme, but you're not executing it on Saturdays. That's the problem. And I know you're going to say, hey, look at the scoreboard. Yeah, cool, look at the scoreboard, right? But the scoreboard is no indication of how good BYU could actually be, and that's why I'm saying, like, that's why I'm being honest about where I'm at with these two guys, because I am happy that Ilaisia Tuiaki basically got demoted to a D-line coach. I think that's smart by Kalani and the way he handled it. But I don't love that Aaron Roderick was only able to put up, what was it, 14 points, I think it was? Like,
yeah.
That's not good enough. And regardless of, like, what happened against Arkansas, you had 35 points in that game. The offense, to me, in that game wasn't an issue. But then all of a sudden against Liberty, against a team, on paper who is not nearly the team Arkansas is, you couldn't scrape together 20 points.
2 nickels.
Like, so that's why I'm saying, like, that's why I feel like with the offense, yeah, there is some rotational issues. Totally agree. But this is mostly a play calling / putting your guys in the best position to succeed issue. And that's why I said, hey, I'm 60% with Roderick, because I do think he's a good coordinator. I do think he develops talent. Totally. Like, I think Isaac Rex has developed very nicely, like really nicely, Hell, Jaron has developed nicely. Last year, Jaron is very different than this year's Jaron, right? Like, last year's Jaron probably is on the injured list done for the year right now, if I'm being honest. Like, he is. This year's Jaron understands I can't do that. So clearly there's development happening. A-Rod's got that box checked. But as far as play calling and really developing an offense as a total package that works, that's where and why I'm only at the 60% mark.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. Boyd says, I like A-Rod. He gets a little too cute with some of the play calls, but unlike Tuiaki, A-Rod responds week to week and also exploits the weakness he sees during the game. I would agree with that. I would agree. Richard McDonald says, BYU is not better than Liberty this year. Are we to beat them? Fair, but they're better than Liberty. BYU has been throwing to Nakua in stacked flat and have been getting calls for illegal receiver downfield. No, they've been getting calls for illegal man downfield. And the penalty the other day was blocking before the pass was thrown, which you cannot do. So I see what you're saying. Hib says, can we please talk about the Wisconsin Volleyball League? Oh, geez. Did you see that story or no?
No. What happened?
I dare not get into this.
Is this like some gnarly sexual story or something?
It is. It is the Wisconsin volleyball team, the women's volleyball team went topless in a picture.
No, God.
And it looked like somebody DM'd it to me. I can show it to you. I'm not showing it on the show. Somebody who DM'd that to me. There's a bunch of different pictures. I don't know. I'll have to find the DM, but essentially it's out there. The Wisconsin women's volleyball team. It's like they were wearing sports bras and they pulled their sports bras up and the picture got out.
Stop.
So of course it got out. Stop. Are you? Oh, you are looking at it.
Yeah. Jesus, dude. What are we doing? What are we doing?
They're kids having fun.
I know they're kids having fun. I don't condemn them for that, but
who leaked it? That's what I want to know.
Dude.
Who leaked it? That's what it's not.
It's not good, man.
It is not good. It is not. If you want to see it, just Google search Wisconsin volleyball. I'm sure it'll come up. Yeah. It is. How did you find it?
Twitter.
You found it. Of course you found it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you did.
Yeah.
Richard McDonald says, so whatever you want, but everything other than the scoreboard at the end of the day is just paperwork. Okay. I don't disagree with that. Jeremy Bolton says, respect. Puka is their best player, so they're giving the ball to their best player. I don't disagree with that.
But hold on. But in all seriousness, though, you're really telling me that you're okay with calling a jet sweep when you're 7 yards from the first down on third down. You're okay with that because it's Puka? I'm not okay with that. I can see getting. You want to talk about getting Puka the ball? Let's get him the ball at the 4-yard line and give him and ask him to go 3 more yards. Let's not give him the ball 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage and ask him to go 10.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you
that,
can't
to
run
me, is
jet
an issue.
sweeps on 3rd and long.
Yeah,
I
like
just think you're
that's
surrendering.
I don't disagree with the concept of getting your ball to your best players, but let's give them a realistic chance here.
Yeah, I like I said, I like Aaron Roderick a lot. I actually support him quite a bit. And again, I'll just play this one more time. And one of the reasons I support him is I think he's a maker of men. And when you say stuff like this, I think this shows you how he does it.
I want to make that clear. This game had nothing to do with scheme. This play had to do with our mindset and our ability to handle adversity.
Yeah, your mindset is why you can't handle adversity. If we're being totally honest, I think that's what it is. So the news is that, essentially Ilaisia Tuiaki has been demoted to D-line.
Yeah.
And Kalani Sitake talked about, doling out the responsibilities on defense.
As a defensive staff, we work together on game planning and everything. That's the entire staff with our analysts and GAs. We're all in there working hard and going through the film and talking scheme. I mean, I have a number of guys that are in that room that have been defensive coordinators before and have a lot of experience. And so it'd be really wise for me to listen to what they say, but at the end of the day, I'm coming up with the menu and deciding on the plays and deciding on the personnel. And when we do that, I'll call the plays on the game, and we just need to execute better. It's not about the plays or the calls. It's just about executing better.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I just think when you look at what is going on with BYU right now, it's execution.
Yeah. And
again, I think you can't go too far without saying, hey, the players have some responsibility here as well.
Yeah, and I think the players have largely said that. And that's what I'm saying. It's just it's like a vicious cycle. That's the frustrating part. It's just a vicious cycle where, the coaches aren't getting the job done, which means the players probably aren't as prepared as they need to be, which then means that they miss tackles because their angles are wrong. And now we're back to the top, and now Tuiaki's a D-line coach, even though the D-line has been trash this year. So I don't really have confidence in the D-line or him developing the D-line. And the other problem is the players know you're not playing for anything now. So you're really telling me you're going to get their absolute 100% the way you would if you were playing for a New Year's Six.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. San Diego State says the question isn't who leaked it, it's what was their price, money, money, money.
Facts.
Richard McDonald says, yikes, those are some spicy or some saucy picks.
I mean, I don't think anyone is denying
this is in reference to, but there are people who want those girls kicked out of Wisconsin.
Yeah, that to me is ridiculous. Yeah, I agree with the comment.
Now I got to Google search the story. I mean, you're not kicking these girls out of school for it, are you?
No.